Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it. What's up, you guys? It's your girl K Hardy, and I am back with a brand new video. Literally back with a brand new video. And as y'all can see by the title, y'all was cooking with me. We're cooking, well, we're baking bread, making our first homemade bread, and then we are also cooking like a little broccoli, chicken, and homemade Alfredo sauce, Parmesan style or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, y'all just gonna witness that today. Low key, I'm tired a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I've only been dreading doing this because the bread takes a long time. Well, it really doesn't take a long time, but it's actually, if I start it now, it'd be time for me to cook my dinner or whatnot. And right now it's 3:12, so I'm actually doing my great time because I do plan on cooking around like 6 o'clock-ish. I'm not even gonna say it or that other time. So yeah, but before we get far in this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family. I don't know, this might be something that you like, but woo, y'all, I am tired. For one, it's hot in here and I just turned the air on, so hopefully my energy will spark back up. But let's go ahead and get into this stuff. So like I said, we're doing homemade bread. I got my list written down right here, like taped, and this right here is like my grocery, like what I've eaten out of there, and I've done a terrible job at keeping up what's gone out of here and what's left. It was probably on the system, but that system ain't working. But I got my recipe for the bread, and later on throughout the video, well, I'll probably put it down in I'll put it down in the description box of everything that I did and the order of everything that I did. So yeah, let's get into it. So really, I don't even have the rest of my stuff like out and ready to y'all, wait a dang minute. What in the world? Hold on, cause what? Ah! I found it. Okay, I found what I was looking for. Oh my gosh, that really shows that I'm out of breath, and I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Like, what in the world? But I was looking for my measuring cup. I do have like a different smaller size measuring cup, but I use that for my cleaning. And I really don't even know where this at. And I think I threw that away. And I need to go. Child, it's getting ready to thunder. Right when I turn my air on. Oh! Like, what is going on? Let me go ahead and get going. Because what? Because y'all know when it thunder and lightning, you got to cut all your electronics off. You need to be sitting down and letting the Lord do his work. Because what? Okay. So, yeah, I'm about me a new measuring cup because this right here, girl, what? Okay, so this, okay, first of all, let me tell y'all what it includes. So, to make your home bread, you need 2 cups of warm water. And they said for the warm water, it needs to be at least from 105 degrees to 110. And then you need 1 tablespoon of yeast, or in a packet. This is the type of yeast that I have. They have like 2 other different kinds, but this is the yeast that I'm using, which is the active dry yeast. They do have one for like quick rising, like if you need something like really, really quick, or there's a different one. There is a different one. I can't think of what the other one is for. And then you're gonna need some honey or sugar. I'm gonna try the honey and see what it do, but if you don't like honey, you can use sugar or whatnot. You can substitute for anything. Like the water, you can substitute it for milk if you're not like a milk person like me. I don't really care for milk, so I'm just gonna do water. And then once you mix those 3 together, you just mix it and let it sit for 10 minutes because the yeast has to form, like, you know, ricochet and work its way. And then once that does that little 10-minute job, next you want to do, you want to add 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 4.5 cups of flour. Now you can flip the 4.5 cup to a bigger amount or a smaller amount. I might end up doing a smaller amount, but I think I'm gonna do the 4.5 cup because, yeah, I think I'm just do that because me, if I know it's bread that I made, I'm gonna eat it and do it up some different way. And plus, that's gonna go with my meal tonight. So yeah. And then once you mix those 3 together, like into the bowl that you put your yeast in, you want to knead it. So you're gonna let your dough sit for an hour or 2. Make sure you cover it, and I'm gonna cover it and sit mine on top of the stove with my stove light on, or you can sit it in your oven if your oven has a light or whatever. And you can let it sit for an hour or 2 hours, and then you want to punch it or smack the dough so it can like puff down, and then split it into 2, and then put it in. About to crack. What? And put it in your 2 baking pans. This one I already had. As you can tell, this is already like, you know, burnt on pieces. And this one I just bought because I was like, wait a minute, I don't have 2 pans, I have 1. So yeah, go ahead and get into the first 3 steps or whatever. So I'm gonna move y'all down a little closer so y'all can see what all I'm doing. Okay, so now that I moved y'all down, let's go ahead and drop my water in with the yeast and the honey. Okay, so now that we're back and I had some difficulties, you're gonna go ahead and pour your warm water into your mix in your mixing bowl, or if you have what I have, which is a R&R cook or some kind of mixer, go ahead and put it in there. And then you want to take your packet. This is 1 tablespoon of yeast. It says right there, 1 packet is 1/4. You see all that? Yeah. So you want to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of your yeast, and then you want to add in your either your sugar or your honey. But for your yeast, you want to make sure that your warm water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a voiceover because what? You want to make sure that your warm water is like not piping hot, because if it's piping hot, baby, you're gonna kill your yeast. Then pour your yeast. Pour it inside into your warm water, and then you want to pour in your honey. And you're gonna mix this all together, and then you're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes. I'm gonna mix it in with a fork. And it's okay if you don't get all of your residue and stuff, because hey, it's okay. Okay, so I just got this. I found my kitchen cloth and I covered it, and I'm letting it sit for 10 minutes. So I will be back to y'all when, I can't even tell you what time it is. It'll be at 3:49 because I did look at my clock at 3:39. Okay, so this is what your yeast should look like in the bowl. It should look like, have some puffiness. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then I'm gonna add my 2 tablespoons of salt. No, teaspoon. Lord Jesus, I'm about to kill us all. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt up in here. Oh my gosh. It's okay if you had extra. You can season to your heart, but I'm getting this out my pot because, yeah. This is 1 tablespoon of salt. And then we're going in with another I'm saying it backwards, y'all. Teaspoon, oh my gosh. And then we're gonna add our flour. 1 cup of flour. Just 3. This should be the 3rd. Actually, hell, I don't even know. Okay, so I used 4, and this was the remaining of what I had left in my bag for the flour. And I use all-purpose flour in the Gold Medal brand. You don't have to use that brand. You can use a different brand, or you can use strictly bread flour for that. So, but yes, you can use bread flour strictly for this type or whatever. You don't have to use what I used necessarily, because everybody has their own different taste. And what? Please don't spill. Oh my. Okay, it did not spill. Whew, I was scared for a second, y'all. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on so this can mix. I can mix it by hand. It's all up to you on what you want to do. So for sure, I really don't even. It's not even plugged in. How am I gonna get life started and it's not even plugged in? Okay, now that we're plugged in, we're gonna go ahead and. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't know what I'm doing with that machine. I normally use that little machine for cakes and stuff. I've never used it to knead or anything for a dough. But we're gonna go ahead and mix this in with. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking. I might have to open up my other pack of powder, just not powder, but flour, just in case. I don't know. I really don't know. But I feel like this is doing what it's supposed to do. And y'all, this is my first time. So if this is your first time making bread, this is your first time making it with me, because I've made bread before, but I made banana bread. And it's somewhat similar to this, but I think making, y'all, the glove is slipping off. But I think making banana bread is a little less complicated than this. And this is not really complicated. It's just, it seems like it's a lot you gotta do. But you wanna make sure you got all of everything mixed together and the powder from off the side of the bowl into the dough. And then you're gonna let it sit for an hour or 2. I'm gonna let mine sit like on the stove, I reckon. But to me, this looks fine. And I'm just gonna cover it back up with the same cloth. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I love to cook. Like, I really, really love to cook and bake. Baking was like one of my first ever things that my grandma ever taught me how to do. Like, sitting at the house with her all the time with your grandparents back in the day, bro. You'll learn a whole lot. Like, I'm telling you, you'll learn a whole lot. So cherish your grandparents while you still got them. None of my grandparents are here anymore, but I've learned a whole lot from them. And when I say doing stuff on your own, and how many times you've got to learn everything that they taught you, or even your parents. You gotta learn everything. So I'm gonna let this sit covered for an hour right now. I think it's like about to be 4 o'clock or going on 4. Okay guys, so I just finished seasoning my chicken. This is what my chicken looks like. It was a chicken breast, and I just cut it up because that's really all that I had left. Learn how to use what you got left in your refrigerator and freezer, and then you go and buy what you need. Okay. For this, how I season my chicken, if y'all want to go off by that, I'll also put that down below. I based it with mustard, and then I did paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, a dash of salt, and then I did Saison, the orange packet. And I had some leaves. What they call these leaves? Parsley. I had parsley flakes. So yeah. So I'm gonna let that marinate. Let it marinate all together. Put a paper towel over it. And then, like I said, I gotta let my bread sit for an hour. It's 4:24. So I'm probably gonna let it sit for an hour and 30. Or probably when it gets to 6 o'clock. So it can all be cooking at the same time and be done at the same time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cover this up with paper towel and sit in my refrigerator. And yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and try these because yeah. Gots to do it. And yeah, I'll see y'all in a minute. So this might be a fail, but we're gonna see. I'm about to put this in the oven. It came out, the dough rised, but it was sticky when it rose. And this is what I'm talking about, that sticky consistency. When you touch it, it's like really sticky, and it's not supposed to be sticky. The key to that, I take it was my flour that I use, but then they say do not add any more flour to it because it's the hydration that it will keep adding on to it or whatever. Like it'll be so hydrated that it won't like dry and be a doughy consistency. And then somebody else was saying like you gotta wash your hands off and put water, and you gotta put olive oil up there. So we're gonna stick this in the oven, and I'm gonna cook my other half of my food and see what it do. So this is gonna go in for at least 35 to 40 minutes and see, or until you see a golden crust. But hopefully this should rise because yeah. Now will I be doing this again? Probably not. Probably not, because this, I don't know, this just about took me up out of here, and I just couldn't, like, I don't know. Y'all let me know down below if y'all ever made bread before, anything to that sort, and tell me how it turned out. But I think what I'm gonna have to do is do it the way that I made the banana bread, and it had more stuff to it instead of that simple stuff. But they say when you do the yeast, it's supposed to be an easy, quick 1, 2, 3 step, but I feel like that was more than 1, 2, 3. Look, I'm over here knocking stuff down. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, this is the bread, and we're about to cut on into it and see what it looks like. I don't even know why I'm talking like that. I really don't. This is heavy. I tell you that, it's heavy. It slid right out the pan. No markings left in here, but it slid right out the pan. Let's cut into it. Oh, I don't even know where to start. Hold on, I'm tripping. Let me see, this is like really, really heavy. I don't have the right knife. That's probably. Okay, let me get down to business with this thing. Okay, I tell you what, the bottom is like hard. This is the inside of the bread. I don't know. We'll taste it and see what it tastes like. Why is this low-key taste like? Even the next piece came out. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. And right now, I'm just gonna leave that right there because I'm working on my my food, my Parmesan. But nevertheless, I think that why it was so sticky is because of the flour that I was using. And the flour that I used was like not no regular bread dough. It was just regular flour, enriched flour. And I think you have to get like bread. Well, yes, you have to get bread flour, but I don't think it has to be enriched. If I'm saying it right, y'all let me know. Because honestly, that was my first time making it. Mention you, I made banana bread before. It has turned out like that. But they just shot me on my forehead. They literally just shot my forehead. But now I'm about to go ahead and do my heavy whipping cream with my cheese and my mixture. And I'm just warming my pan back up. I buttered it. I always butter my pan when I do my whipping cream, my sauce. And then I put the same seasonings that I put on the chicken into the sauce so it can have some flavor, because it's really bland if you don't add any flavor. But yes, I'm gonna eat that with my meal. This will probably be like the end of this video, because I really don't have much left in this video to give y'all, because I already cooked the bread and all that stuff. I did what I did. But like I said, I'm gonna put all the ingredients and stuff down below to how I did it, but you can tweak it to however you want to. You don't have to go out by what I did, because I'm pretty sure there's other people on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Google and even ChatGPT can give you a breakdown on how to make your own bread or whatever. But I'm gonna keep sticking to what I got, but I'm gonna also just add in like an egg or something, or add something else to it to see like what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. I don't know. But y'all just stay tuned for more videos, and I'm gonna show y'all my plate, because I am gonna eat that bread with my food. So yeah.